Welcome to Kolme Group's Clarizen Function and the Flash, where each episode we introduce you to a new Clarizen function and show you how to use it. Hi, I'm Kim Messendrup, one of the founders of Kolme Group. I'm a certified PMP. I built and run delivery organizations, and right now I'm focusing on implementing Clarizen for our clients.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bianca. I'm also part of Kolme Group as one of the project manager technical consultants. I'm originally from South Africa, MBA graduate, been in the Netherlands for 4 years, and today we're going to take a look at the function CurrentUser.
This is a very useful function.
So what is CurrentUser? What is the usage? The CurrentUser function is the person of or the default user running the action on the object of a module. So to simplify that, it's basically the person who is logged in and who's basically working on the module.
Right. In CurrentUser, when you use the function, it returns a user identifier for the user object.
Yes, it does indeed. And of course, it can be used within business rules, within Clarizen, to direct an action directly to the current user that is basically connected to the object by using a validation rule or workflow rule.
All right. Can you show us how it works?
Okay, great. So let me just explain the syntax. So the syntax is basically current user, open parentheses, and close parentheses. Some important points for current user is basically you can get the current user's properties by using the current user functionality, open parentheses, close parentheses, a point with the field API name syntax, such as current user.admin, or you can just use it as the current user to reference to object.
Exactly. Really useful function. Do you have some examples you can show us for configuration?
Actually, I do. Yes, I have actually created 2 examples within business rules. And the first one is actually quite simple, but it's actually such a lovely functionality, especially for adoption of new users. So let me jump into the demo. So the example I have created is a workflow rule. And in a nutshell, what it explains is that when the user logs in, a pop-up notification comes up greeting the new user. So as you can see, currently the user Bing's Fuzz is not logged in. So as soon as she logs in, a welcome message pops up saying, hello, current user, Bing's Fuzz, welcome back, have a lovely day.
That's a very cheery greeting.
Yeah, so it's actually quite useful, like I said, for the adoption of users. So what I'm going to do is just show you exactly how the configuration looks. So I created this workflow rule on the user module within the configurations. As you can see, there's the workflow. If I open it, as within each business rule, you've always got to set a runtime and, of course, the evaluation criteria. I've set the evaluation criteria that it only runs on the following conditions. So when a current user logs in, it triggers a pop-up message. So it's saying, if the following statement is true, then a pop-up notification will be sent to the current user with a message. And here I've used the functionality again, saying, hello, current user, which actually pulls the person's name. Welcome back and have a lovely day.
Very nice.
Yes. Let me jump into the second example. It's a little bit more complex setup than the first one. I've created a validation rule based on when the state changes on a project, that the current user may not change it unless it's from a certain profile. So let me jump into the example and then I'll show you the configuration as well. Yeah. So as you can see, there's a project and the owner is Bing's Fuzz. And now Bing's Fuzz has decided now that she's going to mark her project as complete. Just going to do a little bit of a refresh. And then when she decides to, oh no, I want to put it back to active, you'll see a validation error pops up, which is basically explaining to her that she may not change the state back because the project is marked as completed and only admins can make the changes.
This is actually a very common configuration for us. We want to sometimes control who gets to activate a project, who gets to change particular fields, maybe change the project manager in a project. And so this technique of controlling it based on who that person is really a very common piece of functionality we put into Clarism.
I absolutely agree, because it allows people to limit certain things or processes within the system. Let me quickly show you how the configuration looks within this validation rule. As it was on the project module, I select project. And as you can see, there's my validation rule that has been set up. Okay, so let me show you how we did this configuration. So what you normally do with every validation rule, you always have to set a runtime. So the runtime is every time a record is created or edited, you must always set evaluation criteria. So what the evaluation criteria is stipulating is if the following is true. So when the state is changed and the state equals active, and you look at the previous value state, which means completed, and you're not the member of the profile admin, then as current user, you may not change the state. And that is when an error message will pop up saying, sorry, you cannot change the state unless you are admin.
That's great. And this is because with the current user function, we can test certain attributes of that user. Are they administrator? No. Well, then you cannot perform this action.
Yes, indeed.
So can you show us an example now using the same business rule where maybe you log in as an administrator and demonstrate that you are indeed able to change that state?
Okay, no problem. As you can see, I'm on the same project called function current user, and I am on an administrative profile. And when I go and change the status, no error message pops up. So that means the admin has the rights to be able to change the state.
That's great.
Great. That was the demo. Let us jump back to tips and tricks. So things to remember when you're using this functionality is current user function can be used within business rules, and you can get the current user's properties by using the function current user, the field API name syntax, such as current user, open bracket, close bracket, point admin, or even point direct manager. Or if you want to, you can just use it as the current user to the reference object.
Right. Any place that you would use a reference to a user object, you can use the current user function to get the ID of the user executing the action.
Perfect. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed the demo of current user.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Bianca. Now, if you have questions on this function, hit us up on our website at kolmegroup.com. And if you found this useful and you're ready to take your Clarism skills to the next level, check out the link below for Kolme University or reach out for individual consulting and training for you and your organization. Cheers, Bianca.
Bye, Kim.